Mm. Okay, good evening, everyone. Today's date is the 23rd November 2024, and it is 20 to 8 here in Ireland. I think I'm just going to go straight into the channeling. Okay.
I'll give you a moment.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Hmm. Oh. It is always a pleasure to be here with you, standing next to you, always in love, always with a sense of love and admiration for you, for humanity, for your soul missions, for your journeys, for your everything that you are going through, have gone through, and are still yet to go through. There's so much information that we wish to bring forth to you. But let us focus on these days, the current times that you are in, to make it easier for Soma, mostly. And the great shift on your planet that is occurring as we speak. And some of the times ahead to come. To say that the energies are intense is such an understatement. We would advise you to work with your DNA to unlock codes and keys that were hidden into your DNA, codes that were hidden into your DNA. We've spoken of this before. There is a rapid increase, an intense energy, intense times now and ahead to come. Please, can you mute yourselves? Many of you are on the tail end of, and some of you are still in the thick of it, but many of you are in the tail end of some extreme targeting with technology being used in a negative way. And Soma understands very much how this does sound crazy. But these technologies that are being used by your negative agendas are very real. And part of people's lives, people's jobs, people who have been infiltrated, blackmailed, and used as puppets, used as Soma cannot find another word. We've said before that the 6 months will be important, and that still stands more than ever. February will most definitely, thank you, become lighter. Many of you, including Soma, are realizing on a deeper, higher more profound level. Just how multidimensional you really are. And even more importantly than that, you are now able to anchor that multidimensional energy into your daily being, anchoring in those energies down into your physical vessels and into the earth, and reaching going through a wave of ascension, or an aspect of ascension, which comes in phases. So many of you understand and recognize awakening is a process of several smaller shifts and awakenings within your energy, and the aspect of, and many different aspects, and the aspect of being multidimensional and really bringing that energy and anchoring it into your body and down through the earth will propel you forwards. At a rapid pace, allowing you to move forward at a rapid pace, clearing a lot of negative energies, clearing a lot of what Soma would call Klingons, clearing a lot of what Soma would call Klingons, clearing a lot of negative energies. It will also enable it will also enable many of the starseeds to be much more protected against technology used in a negative way. It is not just about logically knowing that you are starseeds and multidimensional. Thank you. This is new information to Soma. There are codes within your DNA to do with being multidimensional that have been unlocked for, let us say, the first wave of starseeds. We've said before that there are different levels of starseeds. So the first wave is now going through unlocking DNA codes within codes within your DNA. We knew this time would come, as you did on a higher level. And the codes in your DNA to do with the being multidimensional and anchoring those energies into your human vessels and into the earth have been unlocked. And this is a process to anchor in our energies, anchor in higher energies, anchor in multidimensional energies, anchor in positive ET energies, anchor in light being energies, anchoring in higher vibrations into your physical vessels, into the earth, allowing you to move forward. And this is a process, and it is also an aspect of ascension, where you are able to move forward, because it is more than just logically understanding that you are multidimensional beings. It is bringing in those energies and anchoring them down through your physical vessels in a very physical way that will move you forward. And this is hugely important for ascension and your collective ascension of humanity to move forward. As starseeds, you are here to anchor these energies in. It is a very physical process that you are going through. It is not woo-woo. It is a physical process that we are explaining to you. There is much more to come, and there is much more to explain, but this process, this aspect that has been and is continuing to be unlocked, is a very physical thing. almost like putting a key into a lock and turning it. It is the next process, the next phase. Oh, okay. The negative agenda is able to see much more using technology. They have seen this process and the exact timing to a fine pinpoint. They have seen this multidimensional codes being unlocked in your DNA. And this is very much tied into their acceleration is the wrong word, but this is very much tied into the negative agenda's most recent targeting on starseeds, because they have technology that they have been using for eons to see what is to come in the future, such as looking glass technology, as Soma would understand it. So these negative attacks that have been probably worse than anything you have previously experienced as starseeds in this lifetime. That is because of this Key's awakening to the multidimensional. We understand that Soma, and many of you understand logically, that you are starseeds and multidimensional. But to feel those energies, to know those energies in your physical vessels is something else. You will witness on your planet, you will witness many sightings, many UFO sightings. This process that you are going through as starseeds of being multidimensional is very powerful, very intense. This needs to occur as the first wave of first wave of way showers of starseeds at a very high level. We've said before that there are different levels of starseeds, as there are different levels of everything. For example, the school system would be an easy example to give in this moment. So this wave of starseeds who are at the forefront are anchoring in these multidimensional awarenesses to be able to allow what Soma would call normal people to start waking up. It is a wave of consciousness that is spreading throughout your planet now, with the aspect that you are multidimensional. Therefore, and it can be no other way, therefore, there will be more sightings of UFOs, there will be more disclosure, there will be more witnesses, there will be more presence, there will be more of everything to do with everything that is multidimensional. It is a wave, it is a shift within its own aspect, its own core, that you are in fact multidimensional beings who are waking up. Humanity is waking up to the fact that it is multidimensional. This is a huge thank you, significant, important, intense process for your bodies to, even sometimes your minds, to anchor this and what is that word? Process these energies. It is a shift, it is a movement. We are okay in repeating ourselves. It is monumental. We highly recommend, and have done so through others in the most very recent of days, we highly wish for you to go outside and record the night sky that is in your sight, on your phones, whatever tools, technology you have, and to call us in, to call in the positive. It is not even that we are more present and more citable, more witnessable in your skies. We will always, have always been in your skies. Maybe at a little bit more of a further distance. But there is an entourage of us showing up en masse to witness this event. Your science, your history. We've said this before so many times. Your school system, your education system, your money system, your political system, your military system, your school system, your elite families. Everything you've been taught is a lie. We would like to give an example of Soma. Because, and we do so because we use her as an example, because she understands it when it better, when it comes from her understanding. So we give examples that in her life, because she understands our message as we do this, much deeper or higher or better. So we would like to give an example of Soma and how she connects with us and with other light beings and spiritual beings whether it is her mum or her granddad, or lion energy, whatever energy it is, she has a technique where she will go into her room, which to her is a sacred space, and open up. Into a more expansive energy, and connect, and also to connect with our energies and us. And she has always seen that as her sacred space that is untouchable. And what's been happening with the multidimensional aspect recently is that those energies have been unlocked. And expanded. And that is an energy that you can all step into, regardless of where you are. Whether it is a physical space, being a room, as in her case, or whether it is an altered mind state. That an example would be of shamanic drumming that shamans use. So these higher altered states are what we are really trying to explain, is that the multi-dimensional aspect that you are anchoring into the earth through your bodies is now being anchored into the earth, where it is no longer a space that you, or a room that you enter into, as in Soma's case, her bedroom or private quarters. But it is more, and not even an altered mind state, but those aspects of stepping into a higher spiritual awareness are now being anchored into your earth. And this process that we are for now calling multidimensional DNA codes is occurring everywhere on your earth. So there is, and therefore there is and will be more of a presence of us. But it is not even that we are more of a presence. We have always been here. It is rather that the wave of ascension, you are waking up to our presence. And therefore disclosures by government and other agencies are being disclosed. Slowly, drip fed. These governments and agencies are not wanting. Are not wanting to disclose, and will never give full disclosure. That is not their agenda. Now would be a good time for questions. Let's take a break, guys. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Today's date again is the 23rd of November, and it is now 8:34 in Ireland. November 2024. Okay, so I'm just going to take a few minutes to go back into that space. Oh, okay. So Brian, you were asking a question. Can you please
Yeah.
ask?
So it seems there are instances where there are people who are being visited or, say, taken by positive or neutral ETs, and their craft are being literally shot down out of the skies by the secret space programs. And then it seems there are other ETs who are able to visit, where people here on Earth are doing these CE5 protocols and calling on in these craft who then even interact with us. And when we shine laser beams or lights at the craft will shine back at us, or fly in patterns or form geometric shapes in the sky, seemingly in communication with us, and they're not being shot down. And so I'm trying to ask, like, why is this?
You ask the most important and interesting questions. We would say that Roswell was a very good example of a ship that was interfered with and knocked down. And this is not new information for Soma. But let us begin. There's two opposing sides here that you are asking about. There is the negative agenda, and then there is the positive ET ships that are and have been also some ships relating to some ships that are controlled by or lived on by small greys have been taken out in your history. Let us start with the positive ET ships. So these ships, there are different races operate. Your universe is, or the universe is teeming with life. And there are many different ET races, both positive and negative. And some even walk amongst you on Earth, both positive and negative. We have said before that we live amongst you. We, being the Pleiadians and other, okay, thank you, positive and negative ET energies have evolved over a period of time, as have our ships. And the cloaking technology that we use. Our technology has evolved as yours has. There are a variety of ships with all, thank you, with all ET star nations that are used. Some are older versions, some are newer versions. It is true to say that that the ships are controlled by telepathy. Thank you. It is also true to say that some of these ships and some of the ETs operating these ships have really mastered their craft, and some haven't. So thank you. So some are better attuned at navigating and working the ships, and some are not. There are more modern cloaking devices. There's a variety of ships that are old is the wrong word, but less technologically advanced. And there are some that are better equipped to work within the environment as it stands now. Oh, that's interesting. Let us shift to the negative agenda on your Earth and the people that are using technology in a negative way to aim at craft, whether it is physically from the Earth or from military planes, shall we say. Both the negative agenda, such as nefarious groups such as Black Ops and CIA and the three-letter agencies, have actually been infiltrated by the positive, what Soma would call white hats. That's interesting. So thank you. So sometimes when these negative agencies, military black ops are aiming at, or planes are targeting positive UFO craft and trying to, or planning to take them down. Okay, hold on. It would depend very much on who is actually doing this. Is it a white hat that's infiltrated into the negative agenda? Or is it someone that is fully willing to actually take down these positive UFOs?
But if a white has infiltrated into the black hat secret space programs, for example, why would a white hat in there want to infiltrator into the black hats want to shoot down positive ships, unless it's a way to get positive technology somehow released to Earth in a kind of uh, underhanded manner, like
It is,
Roswell potentially.
it is a way for both sides to infiltrate each other, to gain access, knowledge.
I see.
Technology, information, knowledge of technology, knowledge of what the other side is doing, knowledge of corruption.
Because this leads me to the, I guess, second part of the question, and I know you've already answered me on Elena Denon in detail, in decent detail there, but a lot of people are pointing to the fact that the Galactic Spiritual Informers Conference this year had what looked like spacecraft or UFOs flying over the conference in Colorado. Can you speak to who was that exactly that were in the skies appearing at the announced time?
We would not necessarily say, let us exclude the word necessarily. We would not say that these ships were positive. Oh, thank you. And sometimes what appears to be thank you. Sometimes what appears to be ships that are ET ships are not thank you, are not ET ships at all. Sometimes they are manufactured on your planet.
Okay, so it wasn't necessarily Project Bluebeam. That was more reverse engineered human craft from reverse engineered from ET craft being pawned off on us as if they're Galactic Federation positives in the skies.
We would say that this ship and others are a combination. We are showing Soma an image of a ship. And this is kind of, let us take out the word kind of again. The image we are showing Soma, to do with your question, we are showing her an image of a ship that has been created on your planet by the negative agenda. And the image we are showing Soma is of human beings being on this ship and working with, thank you, and working with what Soma would call negative ET energy, such as the likes of reptilian races.
So are they then shape-shifting? Because someone that I've spoken to, they were saying to me kind of as proof that Elena Denon in her current message, it's the real deal. He said to me, look, Brian, Elena and some of her people, they're being taken in the ships actually actually up in the ships and getting to fly around. And I said, well, just because they're being taken in ships, how do we know whose ships? And you're answering that question of they're not the benevolence, but then why is it that they're being is it that I guess in the case of the Elena we're seeing, you've already answered my question that it's not necessarily the same person. But then are there other people who are being they're being fooled and they're also being taken on these rides on these ships, and they're being basically told, oh, we're the Positive Galactic Federation with your New Earth White Hat Alliance, when in actuality these are negatively aligned entities who are masquerading as such.
This is to do with different projects that have different names that have been created, thank you, but created by the negative agenda. So many of you have been experiencing, and some of you recall this in great detail, especially when you are on the astral plane, you are pulled up into different ships. Many of you are UFO contactees, such as Soma. The Greys, for instance, which is not so common these days. It has actually become less common to be a UFO contactee. That is more to do with your history. But so many of you have been taken onto ships, both positive and negative. The small grey ETs, who in the past were doing experiments on a large scale. Elena is an exceptional example. So her situation is somewhat different with her having a double. But many of you have been pulled up onto both positive and negative UFO ships, mostly while you are asleep, dreaming, while you are actually on the astral plane. Many of you have woken up with physical marks that are visible on your bodies, and implants, both positive and negative implants. Does that answer your question?
Yes, to a large extent. Are you able to explain what exactly is the agenda of the beings who have replaced Elena with a double here on Earth's surface? What are they? Why? I mean, it's confusing to me because on the one hand, they're getting a lot of great attention for the understanding of ETs and intergalactic civilization. But on the other, there's this gatekeeping role, and there's this messaging that's very suspicious to many of us in the community. Can you clarify it for us?
We will no doubt talk about this in the future in much more detail. But for now, let us say that the negative agenda can no longer hold back some kind of disclosure in drips, can no longer withhold information. The information it does disclose is very carefully analyzed. and thank you, and controlled, discussed. There are many people working in these projects of disclosure that have a very clear, decisive plan of what they wish to disclose. And they do so to benefit themselves. This is not disclosure that is random. It is very precise disclosure of largely of UFOs that are manufactured on your planet, which did come about through what is that called?
Reverse engineering.
Thank you. Exactly. The words we were going to say. Reverse engineering. There is much panic amongst the negative ETs. And then on the opposite side of the positive ETs, there is much excitement and trepidation in a very positive light of what is to come. We do, thank you. We do positively interfere with beams technology that is aimed at positive ships that would have a negative effect on them. And sometimes we are able to intervene and sometimes we are not, depending, and this relates to what you were asking earlier. And sometimes this depends on the quality and advancement of individual ships and the ETs operating those ships. How advanced are or advanced is the wrong word, but how good these individual ETs, both positive and negative, are at controlling their own ships. You are all artists. The artists amongst you are all artists, but you all have varying abilities within your fortes, within your do we need to explain that further, or does that make sense to you?
No, it makes a lot of sense. You got part of it is my good friend Audrey Walters, who is a contact of the Galactic Courts and Galactic Federation, says that a lot of the craft, at least if they're abiding by Galactic Federation standards or rules that come here, are without proper weapons or defense systems. But it sounds like some of these craft are able to avoid getting shot down without violating any of those standards and running afoul of the Galactic Federation Prime Directive regulations.
Can you repeat that for Soma?
Audrey Walters, who's a contactee of the Galactic Federation, she says that a lot of the craft that come here to Earth are not carrying weapons or defense technology because they don't want to get in trouble with the Galactic Federation by violating the Prime Directive. Like if one of their craft is shot down by, say, this SSP, and now humanity gains some new weapons or defense technology which could be weaponized, then that would be a violation of the Galactic Federation's Prime Directive.
We would okay. We would put that on hold for now because there will be, thank you, because there will be further information revealed to this person that you speak of, Audrey Walters or Waters, and other channelers. We don't include Soma in this. But we will, but there will be more information given to that you, thank you, that you will hear of in the next 3 to 4 months, perhaps 3 to 4 months. Oh.
Are the Pleiadians able to tell me anything about me being in Nachtwaffen as an astro navigator? I'm hearing from different sources that this is what they see when they do their readings and clairvoyant viewings.
There is nothing that you've been told that is inaccurate. Discernment is a valuable quality, but there is so much about yourself to be revealed, and you are just learning the tips of the iceberg. You are here to make great change, and you are not alone. Some of the people you've met in your life have felt very familiar because you do know them from previous lifetimes on your planet and off it. You have soul aspects that are in other places. You have soul aspects that are on your planet and off your planet. It is not always a bad thing to not remember your past lives. We haven't really explained it to this in this way before to Soma, but it can be a very positive thing. to have a veil of amnesia, of past lives, of your multidimensional galactic selves, of timelines, because all of those and more would be too much to remember, too much to cope with, because your consciousness is not yet at a level, because it was devolved, which is to do with your DNA, which is when you stopped remembering very directly, when your DNA was tampered with and lowered, you began to forget. So there is a direct connection there, because your bodies are not able so much for normal, what Soma would call normal human beings. Your bodies, those bodies are not able to contain too much information. But as you are moving forward in your own ascension and evolution, your DNA is waking up, and codes, specific certain codes that we put in to your DNA to be unlocked at certain times. And there is more to come. And we were speaking of one of these codes this evening, called, that we would like to call in this channeling this evening, we would like to call it multidimensional codes, or code, that has been activated within certain more evolved starseeds, or the first wave, let us call them. You are activators, and as you activate and remember who you are, why you're here, and where you came from, so you activate the next wave and the next wave and the next wave, until eventually you do get to the very normal human being who is not able to remember their past lives and more, because it would cause them to defrazzle. This is a term that we have often used with Soma. In the very early days of us speaking through her, we showed her an image of a plug being pushed into a plug socket in a wall with too much energy, vibration, frequency, too much information coming into the human body, and how this could cause a Kundalini awakening, but a Kundalini awakening that was happening too quickly, and therefore this causes a D-circuit, or a frazzle, a burnout, where energy is going into the human vessel too quickly, at too fast a velocity of a speed, and the physical vessel is not able to handle it. And indeed, it is also true to say, and we would like to add, that without the codes that we coded you with for specific times, such as the multidimensional codes, if we had not put these codes, darling, stop, please. If we had, thank you. If we had, yeah. If we had not put these codes into you as starseeds, you would not be able to navigate these times. That is for certain. These codes, we've said before, and sometimes Soma doesn't feel or feels that people do not really understand, get, or value the importance of our words. But we said before that DNA codes are being unlocked within you. In very recent times, over the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, since 2020, and this will continue. These codes are essential for you to maintain, for you to continue the ascension process. You could not do this ascension process without these codes. It would be too much for your bodies to maintain, and it would cause you to become frazzled. Both starseeds and non-starseeds, most definitely. We would like to end the session this evening.
Thank you for your time and information.
There will be most definitely more information given to you, Brian, as the days, hours, days, weeks, months, years progress. Information about yourself and others.